now onto a story of hope and resilience in the face of adversity, apathy and 300-hour workload. The Population Health Project, introduced last year, was a vast undertaking for anyone, but student Douglas Pouch was up for the challenge. Here's Clementine with more.
So Douglas, how did you go about picking which piece of groundbreaking research you would pursue?
Well, I was a rural student, so we had a choice, provided that choice was a clinical audit. When I discussed our topic of why PSA is an ideal screening tool with our supervisor, she said that'll have absolutely no impact. That's when I knew we were onto a winner.
So how did you cope with the 300-hour expected workload?
We were meant to spend 300 hours on this? We knocked this off in a weekend over 3 bottles of wine.
So how did you manage the collaborative elements of this project?
I no longer talk to anyone in my group anymore. In fact, John, if you're watching this, you can take that introduction that you wrote and you can shove it all the way.
Thanks, Clem, for that insightful interview. When contacted for a comment, the Population Health team responded.
This is Pop Health.
Fascinating.
Now to Melina with the weather.
Thanks, Colin. As you can see, clouds have been gathering over the past few days in the right mid-zone. Hopefully some amoxicillin will clear this up. There's also been some heavy floods in the left costophrenic recess that has now covered the whole region, so breathe lightly. There has been marked deviation in climate, which experts are claiming can only due to be tunneling winds in the left. Stay tuned as we monitor the reinflation of this front. Back to you, Colin.
And now to Alan with the report on the new TCH library.
Thanks, Colin. I'm standing here in the fully renovated, state-of-the-art Canberra Hospital Library. The construction of this monument, shortly before exams, has been described by students as well-timed, efficient, and minimally disruptive. As you can see, the new streamlined library is no longer hindered by an abundance of desks and chairs. PowerPoints have been removed to reduce the risk of digital distraction, and a tree has been added to provide much-needed shade. This new space will allow students to continue their studies in a relaxing and peaceful environment well into their forward. Back to you in the studio.
And now, this.
Are you home alone, feeling hot and bothered? Good. Stay there, because you might have COVID.
Coronavirus.
Our public health officers are standing by, longing to take your calls.
Dry cough, chill, objective fever 38.4. God, that sounds so hot.
Come take part in the public health initiative that everyone is talking about. So this pandemic season, if you're feeling a little hot under the collar,
Call now.
Standard queries and charges apply. Actual COVID hotline workers may not reflect the performance seen in this advertisement. There's nothing sexy about coronavirus.
Warning, this next story may be distressing for some viewers. This year's exams took on a new spin with the introduction of online assessment. Utilisation of the exam software Procturio has brought about significant challenges for students as they were unable to look away from the screen, had issues with bathroom breaks, and with minor noise infringements. Isn't that right, Professor?
That's right.
And remember, just because you deleted it from your computer doesn't mean they're no longer watching.
Students also took issue with the lack of confidentiality around MSc of Geoffrey Rush, the overuse of the phrase, "is there anything else?" and the protracted skibbered waiting times. Unconfirmed sources state that one student is still waiting for their skibber to begin.
Now, a word from our sponsor.
Have you been burned by non-Carly approved abbreviations? Is your JMO writing brand names instead of generics? Does your consultant refuse to stop writing IU for the insulin prescriptions? You may be entitled to compensation. Here at Saliba & Johnson, we take non-Carly approved abbreviations and deviations seriously. We will fight to ensure you receive the compensation that you deserve. If we don't win, you don't pay for our winning fee. Call now, 1-800-CAHOOT.
no way endorsed by Carly or the ANU Medical School. They take no responsibility for the incompetence of their graduates or medical students. Saliba and Johnson acknowledge the incompetence of Big Pharma, naming drugs similarly, but take no responsibility for errors in prescribing as a result. We do not employ any real lawyers and cannot guarantee we file your claim correctly.
Call now to start your claim.
Well, that's all the news we have time for today. On a final note, it's been a big year for us all. There's been ups, downs, quarantines, and enough stress to last a lifetime, yet somehow we've made it through.
Congratulations to the ANU graduating class of 2020. Wherever you are next year, and wherever you go from there, I know that you'll all be excellent. I personally can't wait to see what the future holds for you all. I'm Colin Escopy.
And I'm Anne Gina.
Goodbye.
And good luck.